Same for some of us, the same for all of us. Let me say it in my best Virginian accent. This is for all of we. You rock with AllAhWeTv, the #1. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you don't know it's Lady Lava representing for AllAhWeTv. You don't know who said that Lady Lava Queen of the Freak.
Yo, good morning, Virgin Island. This is your boy, Jaron from The Muse. Hey, when I wake up in the morning, I always have to tune in to my man, Emmett P, on Rise Up on AllAhWeTv. Come join us.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show here on AllAhWeTv and this beautiful Wednesday. Listen, good morning, and we got to start the day. We have Kashif Hamilton here in the studio with us this morning. Morning, Kashif.
Morning.
All right, we're starting the morning off, and we have to have, the word is empathy. Empathy for a lot of our Virgin Island brothers and sisters in the St. Thomas, St. John district, who may right now be experiencing power outage. Last night there was a district-wide outage. I was on the road at the time. Did I say, Emmett, how you to be on the road when things that happen? We were walking, and there were actually like a big, large blue flash. Understanding it was like the circuits went out. That's not an official report. I'm just telling you, I was on the road. There was a Viper police actually behind of us, and at the time we thought it was a police siren, to be honest. But it wasn't. WAPA had an outage, and, big ups to the men and women of WAPA, because I know the hands on deck that they had to work on the overnight project. They went to work on that problem to restore the island. Then they went back to the overnight project. But there are a number of people who've been out of power for quite some time. And, there's nothing that we could say other than having empathy and compassion. These are really some hard growing pains, and if you are a family member, a relative, a friend, and you have power, you have a generator, and you can help your brethren, your sister, your cousin, your family member, please let them in. You know what I mean? Let them take a shower, let them go to bed, let them do something. And when you go into the people in house, make sure you clean up after yourself and you do right and you act right. All right? That's how we starting this morning off, because everybody, we going through this here and we going through it together. Anyway, happy this morning, because this morning I'm here with my brethren, my friend, Kashif Hamilton, who has offered himself as an aspirant for the 2026 election. He is running for the office of senator. How are you doing this morning, Kashif?
Alive and well. I'm feeling blessed to be here with you this morning.
All right, my brother. Well, welcome. Happy to have you. And, immediately we're going to have the questions. Why did you decide to run for office? What's your platform? All those stuff. Let's switch it up a bit.
Okay.
If elected, what committee do you see yourself being a part of? And then when you go in there, what's your 90-day plan? What's your 1-year plan? So, okay. What's your committee that you see yourself wanting to become a part of?
Well, definitely, for most people, let's get a quick breakdown. The majority, if you know how the legislature operates, once you're a part of the majority, you get a committee.
Okay.
So committees are headed. The Senate President heads committee in a whole. You always try to put the most functioning person that knows about monies to run budget and appropriation.
Understood.
So you don't try to put yourself in a committee or have them put you in a committee that you're more rounded. For me, I look at culture, youth, aging, sports, and parks. Reason why I look at that because a part of my platform is youth. You know, sports. When I mention sports, I mention sports tourism. The Asian, you can't leave all the elders, can't leave all the people that paved the way for us to be here today.
Okay.
You know, too much time we see that a lack of opportunities and things for the elderly, especially in our community. And then making sure that we keep our culture alive. You know, I walk hand in hand from VICC, doing carnival, being a part of division of festivals with Ian and Halva, you know, working. So keeping our culture alive is something that plays a major part in me. Because you want to see the Virgin Islands succeed, you know. Outside of that, I still looking at health, hospital, and human services. It hits home for me because my mom is a nurse, a retired nurse. My fiancée still, she's a nurse practitioner. She's also a nurse, chief of nursing. Yeah. So I have the connection where I'm still a part of our healthcare system. You know, I have a great relationship with Avril George, the Commissioner for Human Services. And having these relationships ahead of time helps you to bring stakeholders together and understand the bigger issues at hand. You know, why we look at human services and we look at health and hospitals, you know, we see a failing healthcare system that everybody is complaining about. Healthcare system touched for me because, you know, from the age of 14, I used to suffer from seizures.
Wow.
So I know the healthcare system in and out. I start from going MCH, going Puerto Rico, flying out, doing different stuff. You know, I could, Dr. Nelson, different doctors, I do all kind of tests, do all that stuff. So I understand the need to have healthcare. My mom worked there for years, so I don't consider myself a hospital baby. So I've saw the transformation of our hospitals. You know, I have friends that work there, nurses, play different roles. So we have to not take it for granted of what we have, but still inform the community of where we're moving towards. You know, so there are committees that getting elected going in is committees that I will, you know, look forward to chair.
Okay. Sounds good, sounds good. So we come back to you and I, we are good friends.
Yeah.
We're good friends. We pull each other up. We tell each other when we're doing right, when we tell each other when hey, there's opportunities that we could improve on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I applaud you because we've gone from conversating and talking about the topics to right now you taking the action and you putting your hat in the ring, you offering yourself. So big up to yourselves.
Thank you.
But ultimately from our talks and your talks and a number of other people, you've been involved in things in the community. What make you say, hey, it's time for me right now, 2026, to jump and offer myself?
You know, as you mentioned, me and you is good friends. And if anybody knows Kashif, Emmett, no. Emmett has given me a lot of names around the years as I change my hairstyle, and he has seen the things I have doing. So most people ask, like, you know, what have you done? I coach basketball for Zero Tolerance, thanks to Kimra Estrada, who brought me aboard coaching a basketball team, and that was an experience that up to this day, I'm still a part of those young men's life. You know, so that was an experience that I had. I did my male conference out at BCB called Saving the Next Generation. That was something that was an eye-opener to the men that I brought from G-Money, Pressure, Tito Dow, Benny D. I brought them there because I look at, we need people that they could relate to, that could understand, and at the same time, use men in our community that outside of the conference, that they'll be able to see them on the street and stop and ask a question. Or stop and be like, listen, I was there and I want to get involved in what you do. So I brought entrepreneurs, people that are successful in their line of business. Pressure was there also. You know, most people know me from in the time of crisis. I saved a life of a cruise ship passenger that went overboard. You know, so I say all of that because I see the need to improve our Virgin Islands without a pat on the back. I was been into politics because of my late grandmother, Laura Samuel. Most people know her as a lady that say a change is coming when she was campaigning for Sinayana. So I know my grandmother, that's why you see me use a change to exchange. The summarized version. Social media or you listen to a radio station, you get a summarized version. Working in public affairs at the legislature gives me the opportunity to sit and listen and be a part of every meeting, regardless of where the meeting is being held. St. John, St. Thomas, St. Croix, being a part of public affairs, being in there doing audio and visual, you have to sit down from beginning to end. So we're there before the senators reach, we're there after the meeting is adjourned. And sitting down and listening and seeing decisions that are being made on behalf of the people of the Virgin Islands, I felt to myself that I need to step up and not just be about talk, but apply what I know and what I have done for my community and see that leadership is needed. Not saying that every senator is not doing a good job, but for my age group, millennials, for my daughter's sake, for the generations to come, we need somebody in there that understands what's happening in the Virgin Islands today and that could relate to the people.
All right, so the natural question will be then, what are your objectives, what they call the platform that you are aiming to achieve once elected?
Yeah, so I've been champion for it, especially when I speak about youth, crime, violence, and education. I put them together because you have to look at it in the aspect where that what's happening in our community when we look at all these different killings, all the crime that is happening, that we have to find a way to curb the youth them from going down the road. So we need prevention measures. We need stuff to put in place to have recreational, pick up that recreational to get rid of that idle time. You know, crime and violence is something that we need to make sure that we are supporting our law enforcement officers because you see where we're losing them. They're overworked. You know, they're putting in that time, but still, we have to make sure that we're supporting them because without them involved, where we want to be. Run war zone, people going to run wild, do stuff. But at the same time, we have to make law enforcement more attractive. Not just saying that come and get paid, but the fact that you need them to come and serve and protect, to realize that this job is needed. This job, you will still get paid, but we still need people there that are going to be involved in our community and uphold the oath that they take. When we speak about education, we got to look at our teachers. I have friends that are teachers, family members that are teachers, that we have to say, like, we're losing our teachers. We're hearing a cry from teachers. When you sit down and talk to a teacher and tears the come out their eye from their experience, and you know, ask yourself, like, yo, does our leaders live here in the same place that we live? So say, like, legislature for legislature, these things are continuing to happen and no change is being made. We have to push these things forward. And instead at the same time, I look at healthcare. Healthcare is something that, like I just mentioned to you, what I lived through.
Yes. Being
involved, being my mom a nurse, my fiance is a nurse practitioner. It is something that you don't hear it, you can't run from it. And we have seen time after time, going to the emergency room don't be the best visit with a long waiting time. We have to figure out how we're going to get our healthcare system back to where our community is happy. Everybody don't have what it takes to get on a plane and go Cleveland. Emmett.
That's true.
Everybody don't have that. Everybody don't. We gotta remember that we only have, if you live on the island of St. Thomas, we live on the island of St. Croix, you only have one hospital. You see in the States that you have multiple hospitals or you have a private hospital, you have one. So guess what? Like it or not, everybody that lives here uses the hospital.
That's right.
Healthcare, no healthcare, money, no money. So we gonna always tell them, we gonna always look at our hospitals as they're gonna be the government baby until we figure out how the hospital them could stand on their own. Because undocumented immigrant, we have them in our community. They get a head boss, they get pregnant.
To go to the hospital?
To go to the hospital. The hospital can't turn and tell them, hey, you don't got no papers, we can't deliver your baby. You don't got no papers, we can't stitch you up. So they're going to go in, they're going to get a care, and then again, who do collect the revenue? Who do income that cost? So these are things that we have to look at and figure out what we could do to try to make sure that the hospital could sustain. So, and then we talk about agriculture. Agriculture is something that is needed. When we talk about agriculture, we talk about food security. We have to get on board with that, Emmett, because at the end of the day, people always mention how we do is import. Yes, but we have to start someplace. We have to start even at a small scale. But guess what? Before we do that, we have to give agriculture real money, bro.
There. Okay.
They need real funding. And then we need our farmers to come together. And I ain't talking about Tom, Dick, and Harry that does growing what I could grow in my yard. That's what we're looking for. Everybody could do that. You know, go to the market. But half the time when you go to the market, we see things that they're importing and they're selling at the market. Unless you go in and you go and buy fish. Now you know for sure the fisherman them going out. But when we talking about food, you know, so at the same time we have to get them to come together. I have friends that the farm in St. Kitts, in Dominica, in the States. That my one friend, he have a company that all he do is sell lettuce. And I always mention to my one like, hey ma, you know, these lettuces, you buy them, you put them in the fridge, they black in 2 days. It's like you buy the lettuce, you gotta eat it today. What my friend bring lettuce for me that he grow in St. Kitts, that I hold for weeks and it don't turn.
Really?
Weeks, Emmett. But this is what you have. We need to come together in the Virgin Islands and push agriculture. It's needed. Even if we could start small, because we could gain. Because that's the one thing I realize a lot, that when we come in front of the legislation to ask for money, there's no statistics. People just come in and speaking after what they believe. No, start small, feed the schools, feed the hospitals, use that opportunity to then know that we could pitch to the different grocery stores across the Virgin Islands and say, listen, guys, right now, these are the products that we are growing locally. How could we have you guys buy into this now? And that's why I tell them I feel like agriculture, it need a businessman. It need a business model.
Not to interrupt you, but going to laws that's on the books.
Yeah.
My uncle, Elridge Thomas, Barks, the juice man, he proposed, and it's law, that is it 10% or 1% of the VI budget? It's law. Nobel Francis backed it. I have it here. And from the overall budget goes to agriculture. But it's never been in place. So we have it on the books, and we have it wherein that should they, engage that, that funding could go and support agriculture, a direct funding source. Law, but never pass, never engage such and such.
I'm glad that you mentioned stuff like that. I mean, that happen quite often. Laws that get passed, it go through committee, it go through whole, it's sent to the governor, it gets signed into law, and then
no action.
No action. Or or money is allotted to it, but then something else come up, and the first thing they will do is be like, well, that project, we gonna put that project on pass, and we gonna take the money that we allocated for that, and we gonna put it towards something else. A bill will pass for them to build sheds down and Jambus. What happened? None. A bill will pass for us to have a music fest that was supposed to happen no later than December 2025. What happened? We have another bill that get passed for St. Croix to have a beer and wine fest. What happened? I could go down and listen and over things that they get passed, that funds are allocated to it, and then nothing comes out of it.
But now it comes back to being a senator, and we're going to take a break and we're going to come back. Is being a senator, you could pass the bills, you could look up the bills. It comes down to the executive who's in the office to direct his commissioners, his director, his or her commissioners or directors to engage.
Yes.
Or else it's just sitting, as you said.
Well, remember, I always understand what makes a bill is a bill not being vague, that is directly set for that manner, and funding. A lot of bills that get hold because it's either too vague and it needs to get amended, or there's no funding source. That's one of the major rules that have bills not move forward. But once you have a funding source and your bill get passed through, we need to act on it. Because I always remember, the end of the day, I'd applaud the executive branch for that every 2 weeks.
They don't make payroll.
They don't make payroll.
I agree.
They don't make payroll. But
I agree.
That's important. I think I don't hear them speak, but nobody don't never mention it.
I like the day. You remember I had a day in the it was the previous, not this past 2 years, I think the first 2 years, that government people had get your check late. I love that day. That was like my Christmas. I love the day. You want to know why? Because vendors experience this all the time.
Oh, man.
We experience where you resubmit an invoice to get a purchase order, and then it's just sitting. Or sometimes it's just in someone's email. Now, the governor said it one time, there was a back and forth. Bogo were in it, Janelle Sarah were in it. This one we were running for re-election against Kurt and Janelle. And I say for the economy to really flourish, you have to pay the vendors and put money in the economy. Bogo jump on it, Janelle jump on it, it was backing out. At the time, acting won't be directed. Jennifer O'Neill in it, she was taking blows left and right. The governor step in it and say, don't do no work without a purchase order. So when the governor talk now, he shut down the argument. That's the rule. However, the departments get in trouble. They're going to call the vendor. If they say school out of water, they call Dudley, they call whoever the water truck. You're going to have a heart. If they say, Emmett, come on, we need something here. We need this coverage. Have a heart. Push through that in for me. So we do it, right? Not the proper way, but that's wrong. But even when you have the proper way, it's sitting. We waiting for our money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you walk. I hear preaching to you. You walk, but then
I am part of it because I always remember I haven't been a government employee for 20 years. I was working Marriott doing sales and marketing, and I chose to make a step to a DJ full time. So I become an entrepreneur, I become a business owner, carrying my business as a DJ. And I have done a plethora of contracts within the government. And I have a lot of time. Right now, I don't be honest with anybody. I have government agencies that can't come me. Because you do
they
everything.
burn the bridge.
You submit your invoice. Remember, I was doing contract work for tourism. And the fall came when the government, Governor Albert Brown came in. And they changed the whole structure. So now you have to get SAMs. You have to go and get DUNS. You have to do all these things.
And it's good too because
It's
you have the
good.
GVI system,
Yes.
which we're going to talk about speaking with former Commissioner Thomas at our family reunion. And that system allows you to go in and check to see the status of your payment XYZ.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to stay on top of this here for too long. I was just saying, I had loved that day. But still, we'd have faced it wherein people are, you know, awaiting payments and such. So, and it goes back to like what you say, the bills got to have funding, but there's bills on the books, but the executive and the commissioners and the directors,
they have to hold people accountable. Though.
I love that.
Remember that. We can't continue to accept failure as if it's something of the norm. We pass that stage right now in our life.
So there is, of course, life, you have failures occurring and XYZ.
It can't continue.
Okay.
And when you come out of the break, I'll go more into it where for me, that how I'm preparing myself is surrounding myself with, especially on the financial side.
Mm-hmm.
That I have close friends that work on the finance side. I have close friends that work on the OMB side. It is important for me to align myself and get a better understanding of how monies are spent, how monies are incumbent, and how monies are disposed.
I love it. All right, it's the morning show, Rise Up Morning Show here at AllAhWeTv. This morning we're live with the candidate number one on the ballot and number one here in the chair. Look at that, you just kind of line up, eh?
Yeah.
Mr. Kashif Hamilton, better known as DJ Country, here on AllAhWeTv. And we are bringing forward, letting you hear the candidates, their voice. You're seeing their face. You're hearing their thoughts and their requests for you to give one of your votes for them for public office. This is kind of open invitation, open chair. So those who are watching and you have a candidate, tell them give us a call, 340-228-1199. Now, this is the part where you know me. I'm going to say, just like the church, I'm inspired by the preacher, there is a bowl over there. When you come, you're going to put something in it. But anyway, it's more important about keeping an informed community, because an informed community, is going to make a decision that they are comfortable with and they are happy with. And we want to excite people and let people know, come out to the polls and vote. Because if you don't vote, it's like your vote, you just allow somebody to vote for you. Anyway, we are brought to you by the Virgin Islands Economic Development Authority, One Communications. I almost said Choice and Via, but you know they evolved into One Communication. The bag is a prop right there behind of us. Good morning to everybody that's watching. I saw Rogers Towing, Phyllis Jones. Please share it to your massive, share it to your crew, because it's about pushing the message and everyone hearing and appreciating. Also, Miss Naturalista is AllAhWeTv. This is the Rise Up Morning Show.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. It can start with one step or one promise. Maybe it's one dream or one journey. One smile, one gesture, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Welcome to the U.S. Virgin Islands, where the American Caribbean meets opportunity. With direct access to the global marketplace, discover a business environment designed to help you succeed.
Good ideas can be realized here.
We have wraparound services. We offer tax incentives. We offer access to capital. Companies that relocate here can get customer care second to none here from the Economic Development Authority.
We located in the Virgin Islands because of easy access of shipping and freight and cargo.
I welcome you to come to the Virgin Islands. Do business with us, expand, start. We're happy to have you. And while you're here, enjoy our lovely sunsets.
To explore a new horizon for your business, please visit our website at www.usvida.org.
That's right, we are here. It's the Rise Up Morning Show here at AllAhWeTv. It's an exciting morning. You know we're on a countdown to primary elections 2026 here in the United States Virgin Islands. And this is a big race. 2026 is the gubernatorial race, senatorial race, and it's also office for delegate to Congress. And everybody getting like new seats. You get new opportunity for delegate to Congress, new opportunity for office of the governor, and we have a number of individual aspirants that's offering themselves for Senate, including one, our dear friend, Mr. Kashif Hamilton Country, that's been with us here this morning, talking about his plans, his goals. He says agriculture. He says youth development, opportunities for the youths, elderly, healthcare. And I know I've heard you talked about new revenue sources.
Yeah, definitely. You know, new revenue source, I mean, when we speak about new revenue source, we have to make sure that we use the word stable. Because we cannot say a new revenue source and then by next year is at a loss. You know, so it's something that we have to really look forward to. That's when we speak about sports tourism, we speak about agriculture. These is sources that could come in. But also, we have to make sure that we are keeping up with still bringing in companies from away. Because their tax dollars play a major role in the monies that are coming to the Virgin Islands. You know, I've been doing a wealth of research, trying to figure out what works well when we speak about a lot of these EDC companies and what a lot of these EDC companies need, you know, and what we could provide for them. The tax benefit is something, but as you see things come out on the Senate floor, when you speak about EDC companies are starting their own non-profit and then they're pouring the money into that non-profit.
Yeah.
You know. So again, when you hear things like this, is we have to work on our enforcement in the Virgin Islands. We tend to always make things lapse. And we can't do that. We have to make sure that we crack down and hold people accountable. We keep saying transparency, but we don't see it.
Okay.
You know, we're in a community, we're in a small community that we're gonna find out in. And we're gonna figure it out because it's only so long that our tones with the use is that we want to leave people play in our face. But you have to commend the people in the Virgin Islands for being resilient.
Okay. We're going to start speeding through some questions here to pick up the time. And a number for us to touch on, we're going to go to 8:30 because, you know, we were regrouping from this morning. Once again, everyone in the St. Thomas and John district that's experiencing the challenges of the water and power authority. No, listen, I have a unique perspective, but that ain't the time for me to share my opinion. All I'm asking everyone to do is have empathy and compassion for one another. You were making some good points that you may go into office today and somebody may be frustrated. Understand, have a little patience with them, and also service provider to the guests. I'm talking like we're still in hotels. Have compassion because you don't know what they went through the night before, even if their power still off. So have compassion.
Well, even to that, you can imagine you're on vacation. You thinking you come to get away from all the stress, and you hear, and
you going into that.
We're
going to get Wapa because I know you want to talk about Wapa. But let me come through here real fast. This one I want to ask you. I'm not going to say this current body. Let's use the last two bodies of the legislature. What are two things that they did well and two things that you may have opposed or you think they could have done better?
Two things that they did well. Name thing after people. They don't do that very well. No, we don't. I don't take away giving somebody the flowers. That's never my intention. But that can't be
the only thing
that we are pushing over and over. And if you know people believe it, go and build tracker. I have made jokes at senators and said, at the rate y'all going, we're gonna run out of road and place to name after people. We're gonna use a promenade and put on stars on the ground like in Hollywood.
That's a good idea.
But you understand? You know, another thing that I feel they do is praises. And I
praises or raises?
No, praise. Praise to when you ask me what they did well, the fact that And I hope I have life to see come to fruition. And I know they in the process of getting stuff done. That St. John getting a school. St. John, that fight there was like the fight of a lifetime. But when you sit back and you say to yourself, the people them that are opposing or fighting it, I live St. John. I had to get up in the morning to catch a ferry to come down St. Thomas to go to school. No. The people them at St. John wanted that to happen. But it happened, and I'm glad for them that they get in school.
Okay.
Things I oppose, raising taxes and people, we have to find a new revenue stream other than saying Emmett been paying $10 for his card, where we raise it to 15, take the 5 that we raise it up to and put it towards something else. We can't continue to put a burden on the back of the people in the Virgin Islands. That's not right now where the cost of living is high. WAPA killing us, and we going through all of this to then turn around now and you raise something and me now I gotta pay for.
Okay. Any other thing that you may have opposed that the legislature did or no? Because then, well, in the meantime, let me ask you. You said new revenue stream, no new raises. What do you propose as a new revenue stream?
Again, agriculture. We have to get agriculture off the ground. The good part about getting it off the ground is that just like other places that companies that come here, we can model that. When I say model that is get our agriculture product going. Even if we have one product going, that now that we could create, say we do lettuce. Let's use lettuce as an example. And we start to sell lettuce to our grocery stores. Right? The next step is sell lettuce to the hotels. The next step is, hey, Royal are coming in here. I could buy half of your product away because by the time I is selling shoe, I'm going to start to run out. How about I buy half from there and then when I come here, I buy another half from us. Everybody is talking about the social trading. Yeah. But until we come to a refined plan to how we're going to make that happen, it's going to not be talk. One person can't make that happen. So that's why I don't never use as a platform. Because you have to work as a collective to figure out. And the collective is the legislative branch, the executive branch, and whoever we send to the hill in Congress. But we can't fight each other, and that because it's for the betterment of the Virgin Islands. But guess what we have though? We have that because we don't import everything, our trailers will go back empty. So now we could export lettuce in the point that we grow the product to something that now that we can export it. This is revenue. Sports tourism. Look at what's going on with the World Cup right now, and we wouldn't say that we want a piece of that. We live in the Caribbean. We have the infrastructure for it, but we have to apply. We are get serious about when we talk about sports in the Virgin Islands. Cricket. My mother, my father from Antigua. I have traveled and watched cricket, and the amount of people that shop to a cricket game. But we need to give the cricketers a real field to play on. Something real that now we could look at the rest of the world and be like, hey guys, I'll come here. That's revenue into the Virgin Islands. So these are things that we have to push forward. We can't sleep on it. We have to drive it, and we have to make sure it happens. We cannot keep talking, pass a bill, because they passed the bill for the cricket field. You went out on the cricket field?
Oh, Nazareth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on it.
How it look? It looked like something that
I didn't pay attention too much because I was there with Isa and I was there with Dominica group with the Cantor and DJ Pete, and it was a nice thing. I belong coming in the day, but
does it look like something that money that was put towards to improve the infrastructure with it?
I'm gonna say this, sir, to give credit. I think the cricket organization is doing a lot on their own to bring forward that place.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say,
no, I'm speaking on the
does it look like if we have
government?
No, it doesn't look like, no. No.
So these are the revenue streams that we have to get behind of and back so that we can see the fruition of it. We can't keep depending on just tourism all the time. When I say depend on tourism all the time, we know what our product is. We just see when times get rough and monies need to get pulled, we know part of money getting pulled from. I just see the projections what are coming. I get the annual financial statement. I just see what happened. I just see where our money, all the tax dollars are coming in. You just see when they have a shortfall, we got to figure out another stream of revenue to sustain, because at the end of the day, like it or not, what we don't never want is pay less, pay this.
And I feel like going through that now. Anyway, we have a question right here, and is, what are the specific metrics by which you want constituents to judge your success at the end of your term? What are, I take it as, what are the voter, those who once elected, what should they be looking at to say you did this and you did that?
I'm glad for the question. Who sent the question? Thank you. We're going to be honest and open about how the Virgin Islands operated. We have to come from voting and forgetting. That's what we were doing for years. Because we keep electing the same people and getting the same results. Because we weren't following up. Our community is not going to sit down and watch a Senate hearing.
Nope.
We want to wait for the summarized version, and then we're going to come to our own consensus to figure out if they're doing work or they ain't doing work.
Every year, I'd accost the Senate President and tell them the media department isn't pushing out enough recaps. You know, they send a long paper.
I could speak on that.
But continue.
I work in public affairs.
Yeah, there's reporters in there, and they could be doing a lot more.
Yes, but it was put forward. You can't force a senator to do that. And that's why they commend AV. AV to do recaps. I'm going to keep it honest with you. The difference with me is that as a community person, I've been into entertainment and promotion for a long time. So for me, I met to tell you, I'm going to get out, you know. However, I have to get out to my constituents, that's what will happen. There's no hiding. I don't see why, if you have a bill you want to move forward, and you sit down with people, what it'll take for you to go on the radio, or even if you have to record a message and send it out, do that. Let the people know, everybody on social media. It can't take nothing out of you to prop up your phone or have the people in your office record you behind your desk, speaking on the bill that you want to propose, give them a timeline. But even up to that, you have three legislation. Hold town hall meeting, invite the community. And if you're doing something that you're speaking of healthcare or education, invite the teachers. Go to the school, tell the principal, hey, I want to utilize the auditorium. I want to get all your teachers here so we can sit down and have a conversation. We can't keep doing the same thing and expect change. This is the method that I have moving forward, because I don't see time wasted in front of the legislature when you bring a bill forward and then 2 days before, a week before, you give them what it is, the bill is, and then people come and then they testify no against your bill. That means we're wasting time. You're supposed to be able to sit down with PD and be like, hey, this is a bill I want to propose. Get all the stakeholders together, sit down. Hey, tell me how, if this is good, if it needs to be revised. Because that's the legwork. And then you bring them in the legislation, because then now everybody on the same page and you move the bill forward. It's going to go government house and the governor going to sign it into law. If he see a problem with it and he choose not to, it come back down to the Senate. You could either amend it or you get a community to vote and we override it and it's still law. People have to understand, but you can't leave the community out of what you want to do and what you're trying to get pushed forward. one senator can't do everything. Yes, everybody has their discrepancies, they have their troubles, they have their problems that what they see, but we have to understand how the branches of government work, and you have to let the legislature do their job, but you still have to hold the executive branch accountable, because you still have directors, you still have commissioners, because somebody come to you and be like, hey, the other day, I ain't even get in yet, a man passed me on the road and I say, the woman black up the parking with big stone. But you know what you could do? Get on the phone and call a commissioner. Hey, listen, I'm having an issue here. Sending pictures. Hey, you can rectify this situation. That's what people want. People want relief at any way, anyhow. You know. They don't care what position you're in. But as a lawmaker, doing my job in the legislature is to make sure that I stay transparent with the people in the Virgin Islands. That's utilizing Emmet, that's utilizing radio station. I have my page to do numbers. I could go out and live on my page and do numbers. People just want to hear what's going on and where you're moving.
So at the end of the term, what do you think, or once elected, what can they look forward to see Kashif achieve, accomplish, to say he's ready for next term?
Going in and making sure that I get a centers push forward. Because when I talk about recreational time, and I talk about prevention, we grew up where centers were available to everybody. Or either all centers closed or they had turned into a police station. Which is weird to me. Because then what are they going to do? So we have to get back into where we need to create centers where I don't just look at it as a center. I look at it as an innovational technical center where you could come in, sit down, do after school, or even learn technology. And then you still have a place for recreational time, idle time. This can't be our idle time anymore. We can't continue to picking up our phone and telling a youth sit down and watch TikTok as idle time. That'll take away the social skills. Also, I have to make sure that our heads, when I say about heads, I'm talking about PD, teachers, nurses. We have to find a way to make that job more attractive. We have to make sure that we incentivize them, because we're losing. We live in a world that a teacher will talk to another teacher without incentive. That you pick up the phone, they call somebody, hey, how much you making up there? It's open. People are willing to leave to get a better life. But you still have the people here that love what they do, love that being home, to being around family. But we have to make sure that we keep our people in here, but make sure that we're showing them like, hey guys, we appreciate you, and we're doing our best to make sure that you guys are taken care of. Because without y'all, where we won't be without a nurse. Right now, anybody, you go to the hospital, you see nurses, short staff, you got you in the emergency room waiting. No, we have to fix that problem. We have to get teachers in, get teachers rolling. Things have to change, but you have to apply it. Down to agriculture, I gonna push, I gonna get behind agriculture, I gonna find a revenue source so that we don't have to say, well, hey, where we gonna get the money from?
There is a revenue source.
You mention it, but then you have to get applied.
You gotta get applied.
Even if I have to go in and amend
it's law.
it, if it's law, even if I have to go in and amend it. But again, when you sit down and you speak to people in finance and people in OMB, they'll give you a broader perspective of where the Virgin Islands is at. Because everybody keep talking about federal monies. We're going to see what happens when you don't do what you're supposed to do with federal monies. Or when you go and do something else with federal monies, and then you end up someplace that you don't want to be. So at the same time, we have to make sure that we put structures in place to get things done. It can't be business as usual.
Okay. So visible changes, you say we're going to see centers. You're pushing for centers.
You have to.
Option for the youth, but not only centers, you say innovation.
Because
innovation options, I guess that's high use of technology and an opportunity to engage how our young people are today. And that's one. Then you said opportunities for the teachers, opportunity for the nurses, competitive opportunities will encourage them and retain them. And the third one, you're saying you're going to make that push on the agriculture side. Because agriculture side, you say, is a new revenue source. Because we're going to be keeping the revenue home. We're going to have more spend and more turnaround here in the Virgin Islands.
I want everyone to know is that you have to touch on things that, one, you find important to you, and touch on things that you could reach, that you could grasp, that you know that you could push forward. You don't want to make promises to people, to things that you can't keep. But at the same time, you have to look at where we was to where we're going right now. You know, a lot of people will send me texts and ask me different stuff. But I always tell them, listen, you go in, you get 2 years. The difference for me is that my first year is not a full learning year. We're going to see a new senator come in, the first year is a learning year. But because I work there and I been getting groomed from different senators, been getting groomed from different people in different departments that helping me to understand the inner workings. This is how you draft a bill. This is where you need to get a bill passed. These is things that I already have the formula and understanding to do. So it ain't like I going in there and I sit down and be like, hey, I messed this up. I don't understand. No, I am ready. That's what I always say.
You go hit the ground running.
Hit the ground running because my time in there, I look at it as an internship.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to make a quick pause and we're going to be right back. We're going to be right back. When we come back, we're going to start to do the wrap-up with Kashif. We're going to ask him. Now, one of the big roles, of course, of the legislature, the senators, is the budget. So you've been there, so you've seen this engage, and then ask what questions ain't being asked that maybe he want to share. So that's part of it right there. So listen, we want to say thank you to all our partners who advertise and partner with AllAhWeTv. Country tell you, and I guess he going to touch on that before he go, because he say, listen, he has to DJ to keep funding and keep himself going right now. Talking about DJ, talking about funding, is a big R&B connection this weekend happening at the Muse. So listen, it's rated mature and it's a place you want to be. Muse Nightclub presents the R&B connection. I'm going to show you the flyer. It's DJ Pete, it's DJ Selector Joker, and a one and only DJ Country. So listen, we're going to hear from Credit Union and then we're coming right back here on AllAhWeTv morning show. That's right. Stay tuned. But the thing freeze up. Things happen,
Things happen.
We're going to restart it because the one thing on play is the advertiser commercial, You know that, right? Country.
Credit Union.
It will play. Anyway, we coming right back right here. Credit Union, St. Thomas Federal Credit Union, that is.
Mobile access from your phone 24 hours a day. To your checking and savings accounts, even online bill pay. Unsecured loans up to 30,000, car loans to 50K. Open Monday through Friday. So come visit us today at Credit Union. Not for profit or charity. Credit Union. But for service to the community. Credit Union. Rates and more when you walk in through the door at Credit Union. St. Thomas Federal Credit Union, the best kept secret in banking. Give us a call at 340-774-1299 or visit us at www.stthomasfcu.com. We're federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. For service you can trust, visit us at St. Thomas Federal Credit Union. All loans are subject to credit approval. Some restrictions may apply.
Let's redefine getting ready. Today ain't just about stepping out, we stepping up. Starting with the essentials, the Levi Fisher bundle isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. Hydrating and grooming that bed perfectly. Next, let's not forget the skin. With Naked Luxury's Fairline Men, we taking premium care that leaves your skin irresistible. Why? Because self-care ain't just a luxury, it's a necessity. So before you head out, remember looking good is more than just clothes. It's about bringing out your natural charm. You think your woman and want to see you rough all the time? Don't forget, look good all the time. Take care of yourself.
For 25 years, the Virgin Islands Economic Development Authority has helped build a stronger economy by attracting investment, supporting small businesses, expanding trade and exports, and revitalizing historic towns. We have helped create jobs and spurred small business growth across our islands. We manage our industrial parks to provide spaces where businesses and communities thrive. Thank you for partnering with us. Let's keep growing together. Learn more at usvieda.org.
All right, that's the Virgin Islands Economic Development Authority. They are celebrating 25 years of serving the United States Virgin Islands. 25 years of investing in a more resilient future. And we want to thank them here at AllAhWeTv for being a wonderful partner. And we have so much more to go with the Virgin Islands EDA. Can they have so much that they do right down there in EDA? They get, they get the stars that talking about things that you don't really see. You hear, I hear some people benefit off of it. The stars that they have loans, they have grants from farmers to fishers to business owners. When we hear EDA, EDC, we think big business, but they're also available for little business too. And if it's one thing I do before September, I gonna make sure I fill out that paperwork for EDA. Cause we need some help here at AllAhWeTv. You know what I mean? You know how the Red Cross and say help us? Or the United Way? Mm-hmm. We need some help. I think we're a community organization.
You know how you see how you just mentioned now?
Mm-hmm. About EDA or needing the help?
Those EDA.
Yeah.
We need the question I always get asked on the Senate floor. How do you market what's available to the community? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people be like, I didn't know that exists. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And people say, well, we don't use our Facebook. I don't tell people, even promoters all the time. You know most people is not on social media.
Or not connected
you know
to
most
you?
people ain't connected to you. you don't have 1 million followers. That can't be our go-to when we have things really available for people in the community. Mm-hmm. We have to find another way to get the word out. Too much time I feel like we don't be holding things for only offering them to eat.
Oh, yeah. So let's be through some topics right here. Budget. We hear a number of things of what an aspirant wants to do, but a key point as they have budget season here right now in the legislature is overseeing the budget, making sure things are passed. What's your stance on how? Share with the audience not your position, but I'm saying your readiness to be an effective senator, ensuring that we have a balanced budget.
You have to do your research. You gotta read. You have to read because you won't get a budget book. People don't know that. But they call it the budget Bible. So it's gonna come to you. Every agency, every breakdown, what they spend, what they still have, what the budget looking for this budget season. But a lot of times going in, you help you asking questions that should be asked in a regular community hearing. Budget questions that don't get asked. Why we realize a lot of times, especially within our government, we have to let these agencies know you're not the only government agency in the government.
Okay.
So if money is appropriate, and one thing we have to get people to understand the difference between appropriating and allotted. So if money is appropriated to you, right? Emet come for a budget, Emet is sports parks. Emet asks for 7 million, right? Emmett get 6 million. Coming up to the budget season, the end of the year, Emmett only spend
5 million.
5 million. You got $1 million left.
Yes.
Not because you're going back into another budget cycle that now you want to, hey, find something to do with $1 million so that they don't say we ain't spending the money. No, if you don't need it, call OMB. Hey, give it to an agency that need the money. Don't just go and squander off the money now because you don't want to go back in front of the legislature and be like, well, hey, we spend the money, but then we spend the money and what you do? You buy a heap of brand new vehicle to do what? That don't make no sense. And you get agencies that don't need the money because they going through crisis, they need it, staffing, projects that need to come off the ground. You know, when we talk about projects coming off the ground, I need the UVI Medical Center to come off the ground. Because when we talk about healthcare, we need to get our own doctors, our own specialists coming out of the Virgin Islands. We need that to come off the ground, but you don't hear. I don't. It'll be frustrating that we don't speak and stuff.
UVI been quiet. With the new...
The only thing?
The new president has been very quiet.
The only talk you hear coming out of UVI is...
Hey, we need more money.
We need more money. We ain't getting enough money for the free tuition, or they don't see the thing come up with the accreditation. That's it. That's it. That can't be it. This is about transparency to come in. About questions that need to be answered. Once you put yourself in a position at the helm, I always learn heavy is the head that wears the crown. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta be visible. You gotta be active. You gotta be vocal because people want to hear what's going on. And the only reason a lot what's happening right now, we will be honest, that we hear what's going on is because of VA Comics.
No.
If VA Comics didn't come out, people wouldn't be paying attention to what's happening within the legislature or what's happening in the executive branch. Because it turned where it is funny, but then when the clip attached to it, people will be like, wait.
This really going on.
This is what's going on? But if they didn't do that, we'd have still been in the age where it's vote and forget.
So in the budgeting topic, you say is doing your research, being connected, and
asking the right questions. Because you can't just come in and say, this is what you want to do with the money, but then you ain't spend or you've been holding up this or you squander the money doing that. No, you have to know, like, yo, you are part of a bigger branch. You're not the only agency, and you have to understand that.
Do we see a well-engaged budget hearing as we're going through the budget season right now in the operation of the legislature, operation of our senators? Do you think they're asking, many of them are asking the right questions?
To be honest with you, you have the budget of finance and appropriation, right? You have the chair. But then you have committee members. I personally feel when it comes to the purse string of the Virgin Islands, all 15 members need to be present for every budget hearing. Regardless if you are part of the committee or not, all 15 should be present. We're talking about the budget. We can't wait till that committee pass it down. Now the financial team will come back in and all the few that, because now we got a rule, only if you have to show up to a certain amount of budget hearing to be a part of markup. So you try and say a few senators that find budget to be something of importance, now to sit down and to do markup with the financial team to set the portions of the Virgin Islands. So what the rest are doing, I don't think the budget of the Virgin Islands is important to show up. No, you need to show up. You have to show up.
So you'll be a senator that shows up?
You have to.
Okay.
Attendance is important, but showing up, because you have to show up. So you could ask the important questions. You cannot wait till you reach committee in a whole to know you want to come and ask questions when you had a chance to come and ask it in budget. No, you had the opportunity that every agency came in front of you with a budget, a breakdown, what they want, what they going to do with the money.
So in it right then, I don't want to spend too much time because, you know, when we open up, you said a lot of us do not listen or we don't have the time to watch the Senate hearings. I find there's a lot of wasted questions, a lot of wasted time. We need to get more to the point. So as you stated right there, a lot of questions that should be asked in hearing, coming up now in committee of the whole or full session, that should have been asked already if the senators were present.
Yes, definitely. And you'll see it more when a vote come and a bill get hold. That bill would never get hold if you had your due diligence and find the funding or sit down with the stakeholders so that when they come, they will vote with you, not against you. Because now, most of the time when you have bill get hold,
it's the stakeholders or the testifiers are against it.
Against it.
Okay.
Or it don't have the funding. Because you could have all the ideas in the wall, but if you go there and it don't have the funding, then it is going to go nowhere.
Okay. Let's ask you, we're talking a lot, not throughout the whole campaign. What question hasn't been asked to you that you would like to deliver or you have an opportunity to share here right now?
Hey, let me set up. We're going to get to some of the questions that I know a lot of people ask, right? Okay. And then they're going to get to stuff that people need to know.
Okay.
I didn't cut my hair to run for Senate. I didn't cut my locks to run for Senate. I met his hair, I met his laughing. Because if anybody knows me, that was my first time having locks. I had locks already, and I cut it. It was a hairstyle. I'm no Rasta man. I ain't no religion. It was a hairstyle. I grew my locks during COVID. COVID happened. I grew my hair. And as a person, I about my appearance. You know, and the thing about it when having locks is that because I don't DJ, I don't just DJ for events. I don't do weddings, corporate events that I'm big on my appearance. How I had my hair was I could have cut my face and cut it wrong. But you can't keep retwisting the top of your hair because you're going to start to thin up. So then I don't wear no Rasta hat. I don't wear hats. So now my appearance is off because the top of my hair fuzzy and I can't retwist it because the hair will start to break. So I was like, you know, new year, new me, I want to cut my hair. So I cut my locks and people thought that the transition was to run. No, it's not. Currently, I made the decision to run for Senate. People know that. But I work at the legislature. I haven't been working there for 20 years, but I worked there long enough to get a full insight of how the legislature operates and how it works and the role of a senator. Doing that, I am currently on leave without pay because I didn't have a lot of annual time, a lot of camp time. So from the period of when I filed,
I feel like leave without pay too without the government paying me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So with that, I say to anybody, it's like when you run for office, leave without pay, it puts you in a position that most people might not, unless you're a rich person. But I mentioned that is to why people ask me if I still DJing. Yes, that was a career that I stand on, but that also the career that will pay my bills.
Presently paying your bills.
Presently pay my bills.
Because lack of, leave of absence, no funding coming in, XYZ. And so you were disappointed when there was no action.
And to work in there, I worked there.
Well, let me fulfill the thought. The thought was that there was an opportunity.
Yes.
The bill was held to allow those elected by the government to remain on their job while pursuing office.
Yes.
And that was held in office. And previously before that, when the governor and the legislature were going through their tug of war, back and forth, the governor said, you know what, I going to solve this here. I going to bring forward the measure. And they shut down. So he had to shut down his proposal.
Yeah.
So you're saying you were highly disappointed when that happened?
Yeah, because most of them know that I won't be aspiring to run. and it puts you in a financial burden. Their reasoning to me was outlandish. You know, I respect Maurice James, Court Valley. Court Valley made an amendment, and the amendment was simple. If you're going to run, just notify our HR that you're running, so that now they know what are you doing. And people were saying, well, oh, you'll be campaigning when you to work. Then why have a director for? So I'm going to just leave my job and my director going to just leave me. That's corruption. I'm going to leave my job and the clock and come to a meeting where everybody will see me here and campaigning, and I supposed to be the legislature. AllAhWeTv
thing.
Yeah, AllAhWeTv thing.
It's all our thing.
And people see me as corruption.
But this is the thing though. There's a contradiction. They on the job campaigning themselves. They right now on the job campaigning while such and such. But I know there were some that opposed and some that were for.
Yeah.
So, you know, the voters, the viewers vote and do.
That they get help.
It was enough to oppose to get help. But, you know, this is where we come that we have to do our research to see who vote for a measure that you supported or
yeah, you have to know.
You know, who do XYZ.
Well, explain to people. Leave without pay means I have to pay my own insurance to the government. I have to pay my own retirement into the government. I can't get a loan because you need a job letter to go and get a loan. So say I have an emergency, I can't get a loan because when I go in for the job letter, big across the job letter is going to state right now I'm currently still employed, but I'm leave without pay. Nobody's giving you money if you can't show them, well, hey, how you going to pay it back? I have good credit, thank God, but that won't help you get a loan if I leave without pay. But this is a sacrifice that I choose to make. And the reward will be greater for me. And I just, you know, ask for people to understand that this is more than a position or a title. I've been grinding in my community. I've been doing stuff behind the scenes. I ain't looking for a pat on the back. Just doing because it's the right thing to do. The same frustrations that frustrate everybody that frustrate me. Whopper, high cost of living, crime, violence, the lack of opportunities. This is stuff that trouble me. I hear senators ask people, what to keep you up at night? Leaving the legislature and not seeing our lawmakers doing what they're supposed to do is what keep me up at night. When I go home and lay down and I ask myself, this is who running our Virgin Islands. This is the decisions that they're making on our behalf that ain't benefiting us. It's not everybody in there is doing a horrible job, but they have those that honestly it can't be the same thing continuing. We walk in our street and we see that kind of old building. How we getting behind that? What we doing for housing? Give people need more opportunity. People talk about the slice program. The slice program ain't easy to get. That ain't easy to get, brother. That it will detour a regular man out there trying to say he want a piece of the pie. How is it that we still battling with Bank One, First Bank? How we ain't bringing another bank around here to help us out? Because when you go to these banks, it don't be no walk in the park. It ain't easy. And we tend to say, oh, we're doing things for the low income or middle. Who is low income? Everybody is low income. Because even if you're making a 50,000 or a 60,000 after you done all this tax come out of your money and
you pay
your bills, it's low income. But guess what? When I go to get things that I need for assistance because I make it too much money, these things need to get reevaluated, bro. We can't look at people that take advantage of it and then just shy off the rest of us that need it. We're seeing it. We will continue seeing it. Yes, I seen a difference. Hagland already putting in work. Hagland paving the roads. Great job.
Samantha J and the VI Slice say, by the time you have a response, the house done gone.
And it's reality. Things I speak on Emmett, I speaking from experience. I ain't speaking because somebody whisper something to me or I sit down. This is experience I talking about that I don't see. Healthcare is something I live through. We live here. You don't be out in the night.
Yeah.
The place dark. We need to push our no loitering act. Imagine when Janelle was in office, we did a town hall meeting, and that was the end of the no loitering act. People want to feel safe.
And yesterday we made comments on the incidents that unfolded over the weekend at the weekend activity, the juve that they had down there with people trespassing, entering, and then starting a bacchanal in the event. I spoke to the promoter and I encouraged her. I say file charges, civil and criminal. It was your event, it was a private event, and a number of things to be said after it, but it all comes back to what you said. No loitering, us taking action. We might say when we were young, we like to line outside the event and such. But when we see results of activities, results of criminal activities, violence and such happen, that could be prevented if, disperse. You're either inside or you're outside. And when you're in America, you know how to follow the rules. So when you're in the USVI, you need to follow these same rules.
It's crazy enough, and this is why they promote people travel outside these Virgin Islands. Because the same people we'll see in Miami or in Atlanta for Carnival, I don't see I outside loitering because I know when the police pull up and they say it's either you're inside or you're outside.
Either inside or you're outside.
Because when he can't for back up,
you gone.
You gone.
I see that happen many times.
Traveling the world has given me a lengthy experience that needs to be implemented around here in the Virgin Islands. Mm-hmm. It can't be business as usual, And not
only traveling the world, I mean to interrupt you, even traveling the Caribbean.
Of course.
Something you mentioned, your Antiguan roots.
Yeah.
I am Tatola and St. Lucian roots. Through my experience with Tempo, I was able to travel and live in the Caribbean. One thing that irked me, and I wish we could discontinue, is this term Dung Island, because the Lower Caribbean right now build up. Mm-hmm. And they build up in a state that competes with us. And we have our, pros and cons and such. But we are one Caribbean people. We shouldn't be using that term. But like you say, travel the world, some people get to go to the Middle East, so they get to go to, not only America, check out the Caribbean. And the Caribbean move forward products with limited resources or less resources than us. Mm-hmm. So that's it. We get two questions and then we're moving along. 8:54, the conversation, moving everyone that's watching and watching the replay. Definitely thank you so very much. Okay, country. This is from Shaniqua Charles. Morning, I have a question. St. John is forgotten all the time. Mm-hmm. What changes would you implement for the people of St. John?
St. John ain't coming Friday. That's a definite. I ain't coming to canvas and make noise and wave signs around.
Where they can see you? Where can they meet you?
I get with people that know St. John well, that people know them and respect them, and they're going to carry me around St. John. That's always been my go-to from since January, is that this ain't about an election. We probably won't vote the person that making the loudest noise. Nah, this is about putting somebody in office that will listen for the people, work for the people. St. John, we know what St. John missing.
Which is, I'm just not going to come and say, right now, what can you see?
Okay. If we want to be honest, St. John need their own hospital. St. John, we don't deprive them of a generator they were supposed to have.
It's being worked on right now.
Yeah, but again, they took the line, and you're not going to say the line that they say but St. John is a place that has done me well for years. I DJ St. John a lot. I have people over St. John that believe in me, that I in communication with them all the time. St. John, I gotta be honest with you, I need our own senator. Not a senator at large that saying they live out of St. John. True. Saying that they live out of St. John, but they live in some place else, but they ain't putting in the work for RU. I need our own representative that I can hold accountable.
The thing is, the current, how it's set up in the Organic Act, and us, the three islands, voting for the at-large candidate. The at-large candidate is running a gubernatorial race.
Yeah.
And it's an expensive race, it's a difficult race, and the incumbent always has the advantage.
Of course.
Unless the aspirant is well positioned and well funded. Because the at-large is running a he or she is running a 3-island race.
Yeah.
And the true St. Johnian
is getting left up.
It is the one who really get a passion on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You now got a market to St. Thomas, and now you got to reach St. Croix. That's tough. That's tough.
So St. John need the own representative. But I gonna be St. John from Friday. I gonna be there because you have to hear from people. I know because I could say the hospital, because from Boeing's I could name everybody that I close with in St. John. These are things that they saying to me for years. And that's why I mentioned kudos to them that they get in the school because it is needed.
Yeah. Now, Shavante had another question. How will you demonstrate, and then we're going to begin wrap up and do your final spiel.
Yeah,
How will you demonstrate realistic, measurable solutions to the community? Too often the Senate sets unrealistic expectations that create public uproar without producing meaningful, measurable results. How will your approach be different? I think that's similar to that Naturalista question. What is saying? How will we, and you answer that, you just repeat it quick. How will you have measurable goals to show your accomplishments? So, and not the pie in the sky.
Yeah, so
pie in the sky is from CAHS.
So what you have to do is just like a business model.
Mm-hmm.
You have to set timelines for yourself. Mm-hmm. So if I'm gonna move the centers forward,
mm-hmm.
I need to first sit down and sit down with stakeholders. Hey, finance, OMB, how I could get this funding. Sit down, find out what's the cost gonna be to get it built, to get it renovated, set up, get employees in there. That's the plan you need. And then you move forward. But through this plan has to be open to the community. It has to be transparent. It should be able to go live. It should be able to go on the radio and push it. Talk to people. Have people call in and give their opinion. Because even though the idea is mine, the benefit is the community. And I think that's the separation that we have. They keep forgetting that the benefit is for the community. You need a community involvement. Don't sneak things on them. We don't see this too often that we don't drop things in people's lap and then we expect them not to push back. Look at the solar farm. You people long ago or like what talking about? How come you come to we?
Bavoni too?
Bro.
When we went the lumber borrowed, when they find out about Bavoni, you're not the woods.
The end of the day, it don't give me the excuse that, if we didn't do it this way, we would have lose. This plan didn't come overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I stop forcing things on people in the community. Yes, it might be a benefit, but the end of the day is for the community. The people them need to know, they need to have a say, because this will put you in office, you know. You ain't going in it to work for yourself, you're working for the people. So you need to answer to the people and not go ghost. People don't see me. You want to see Kashif out in a short pants, in a flannel, in Home Depot shopping, out there at the grocery store. You want to see me in a community. I ain't doing this for a title. I ain't doing this for star. Like, I've been in a star shop. I done been in front of thousands of people doing entertainment. This people like, you hope when you go in the country you can't change. Change? No. I go in there because the people that look like me, that I grew up with, that understand where we are today, is I need to reach them. I need to make sure that our children are coming up have a life in the Virgin Islands. Mm-hmm. I need the elderly that paved the way for us. They need to be comfortable. You think they're comfortable? Who calling their grandmother to tell granny, hey, I buy a generator for you when the current go outside and pull the string and start the generator? Come on. People want to be comfortable. People want to be happy. People want to know that, hey, the government have me. Anytime I work in the private sector, and I just say all the time, I say to you, half of these people that work in the government will never survive in the private sector because they're going home. They're going home. The things that I see people get away with in the government, bro, that's the lack of enforcement. And who you want to blame? Nobody don't want to be the bad person, because everybody want to be somebody's friend. Nobody don't want to say, Emmett, do your job. If not, Emmett, I'm going to write you up. Don't take it personal. But I have to do what I have to do to protect the integrity of this agency. I have to write you up, Emmett. Emmett, you can't come work for 8 o'clock, punch in, go to your desk, and then leave. So say you're going for breakfast. You're thieving time. That's corruption. We don't only see corruption when people thieving money. Then the only time corruption happen, hold people accountable. It have to happen. I respect you more if you sitting down as a commissioner or a director for an agency and you call the governor and tell the governor, I stepping down. I am not doing well in this position. You need to find somebody else that could carry the torch, because I don't want to fail the people in the Virgin Islands. Don't stay in your position and fail the people in the Virgin Islands for a paycheck. That's impossible.
Because Hopkins say facts. So listen, what we're gonna do quick fast, we're gonna give you some quick that song is like a rap, you know. But we're gonna let you do a 30-second rap, because you political folks know how to do a well-polished rap. So, but before we do that, letting you know what's coming up this weekend, where your face wants to be in the place. As Country said, he got DJ and he got to keep things going. He is a part of the R&B party, the Cancer edition, this Saturday, July 18th, 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. DJ Pete, I see you log in. You are there. I hope you're still there watching it live. Muse on the Waterfront, St. Thomas, DJ Pete, DJ Country, Selector Joker. You know what this means? You get an R&B old school, you get R&B 90s, 2000, and you get R&B at today. And we see how R&B mashing up the place, because Ashanti Foolish, Chris Brown, Usher, well, they just touched the stage with Jay-Z, right?
No, they're on tour right now.
They're on tour, but Jay-Z concert
just happened in
New York, and Usher and Chris Brown made appearances.
I ain't too sure. I ain't even following it.
Anyway, how can I take
you get R&B for sure.
You get R&B.
I gotta go look for a nice outfit.
Well, one thing, you to dress the part and you to come the part.
I have to.
You know, so it's the R&B party, rated mature, this Saturday, July 18th at Muse on the Waterfront. Then the ultimate VI Fest, the biggest yellow fest in the VI. Save the date, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, 5th annual. This is a party with a cause, and it's the biggest yellow fest in the VI. And not only that, it supports the Community Cancer Support Initiative. So it's a real good party with a cause. Then save the date, Sunday, September 27, 2026, VI Pink, the exclusive brunch and day party experience. This is all exclusive by Anush 242. It's about Community Cancer Support Initiative, empowerment, and it's about beauty. That's right. What else? Who else we got? 1 second there. Well, we got Tire Kingdom. Number 1 Tire Kingdom, and put some respect behind of it. You buy 3 tires and you get 1 free. Go out there and tell them you hear it on AllAhWeTv. You want your 3 tires and you want your 1 tire free. Screenshot it, carry it to them, and they will give it to you. Tire Kingdom at the depot. They plug your tires. They do everything you got to do for you right there. Number 1 Tire Kingdom at the depot. Then Racetrack Gas Station and Delhi, 24-hour open. Best prices, great service. 2 locations, right there by Duno intersection and right across from the post office in Sugar Estate. All right. And Auto Depot, all brands, all makes, buy here, pay here, no credit, bad credit, no problem. Let me tell you something. It's summer and it's hot. It's hot. Man, you go for a drive and no gas prices up, but you gotta go for a drive just to get a little AC. Because it's hot.
It's hot and it's dry.
It's hot. You keep drinking water, but when you touch your car with that AC, it'll feel good. Auto Depot, USVI, all brands, listen, everything available. No credit, bad credit, no problem. Country say he got good credit, but he say he got a leave of absence. You go out by Auto Depot.
Leave without pay.
Leave without pay. Why is it leave of absence?
Yeah,
this the same thing?
No.
Oh, I know.
Leave of absence, I mean, I was still getting paid, but running through my annual time.
So now you want
leave without pay.
Leave without pay.
So I'm still an employee.
But you leave without pay.
But no money, and then I still have to pay for my insurance and my retirement.
Well, you gotta get insurance, Insurance is critical.
Healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare. So we're gonna play one communications EDA, and then we're coming back. DJ Kashif. You got a lot of names. Kashif Hamilton, you get country on the ballot for you?
No. What's Kashif Hamilton?
Just Kashif Hamilton?
Number one.
Did they let you put country?
No, they have a rule basically.
But you could do aliases or nicknames.
No, not. You have to be an assorted amount of letters. So my name Kashif Hamilton is already long. So
couldn't do country.
Couldn't not do country, and then you don't want to shout it because then I yeah. So Kashif Hamilton, number one on the ballot.
Number one on the ballot. You're looking for number one. You're looking for Kashif Hamilton. So we're coming right back right here. Here's One Communications and EDA.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. It can start with one step. Or one promise. Maybe it's one dream. Or one journey. One smile. One gesture. One deep breath. One leap of faith. One day to remember. Or one night to forget. One moment. So many stories that make up one crazy average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life. Just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Welcome to the U.S. Virgin Islands, where the American Caribbean meets opportunity. With direct access to the global marketplace, discover a business environment designed to help you succeed.
Good ideas can be realized here.
We have wraparound services. We offer tax incentives. We offer access to capital. Companies that relocate here can get customer care second to none here from the Economic Development Authority.
We located in the Virgin Islands because of easy access of shipping and freight and cargo.
I welcome you to come to the Virgin Islands. Do business with us, expand, start. We're happy to have you. And while you're here, enjoy our lovely sunsets.
To explore a new horizon for your business, please visit our website at www.usvieda.org.
All right, we are back here live and direct. It's AllAhWeTv. It's been a great morning. Live with the candidate, Kashif Hamilton. And this morning, we had to troubleshoot stuff coming off of the power outage. And, when Wapa down, some people experience internet outages. As when we had the VIA CEO here, she said sometimes when they're out, even though they have their backup generators, depending on the length of time, then they experience power outage, and the multiple outages cause problems at their end. So VIA came up at, I say VIA 1. My mother still say Vitelco. So, we're going to be saying VIA, but it's 1. Here to say. So, we had the Starlink outside. We got it up, but we had a great talk with Kashif. And Kashif, make your final pitch here. Encourage them to talk to you, get to know you. Give them your pitch for them to vote number one. And make sure you come out on election day. That's the most important thing.
My name is Kashif Hamilton. I'm a candidate running here in the St. Thomas, St. John district. I'm asking for your vote, not just on August 1st, but early voting starting July 20th. I'm running because the same issues that frustrate you frustrate me. We see that our government systems are not working, the lack of opportunities for our youth. We need safer communities. We need a stronger healthcare system. I'm advocating to push that forward because I have already put in work in our community, from being a community leader, a coach, an entrepreneur, doing all of these stuff, but now it's time to take it to another level. Working at the legislature give me the opportunity to learn the inner workings of the legislature. And being a community person helps push this whole thing together to make sure that I deliver once I become senator. So again, on August 1st, or even early voting, I ask for your support and your vote. Number 1 on your ballot, Kashif Hamilton for Senate, because change takes change.
Last question, and this journey.
Yeah.
How has the journey been? How has the journey been? We've talked a lot, but how has the journey been? Leave of absence, you know, of course, mixing, mingling, what we call it, canvassing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, learning from people's stories, as you say. You know, you gone government and, you know, you got to go your leave of absence and you're hearing that the senators did their action. So now you're back on the hustle, you're back on the grind.
Yeah.
How has this journey been? And as now you're near to primary, what is the feeling inside?
I feel like excitement, you know. It's like going on stage for the first time when I went to DJ. You get butterflies. I did the debate and I text my family and I said, I nervous. I don't even last time being nervous in front of people. But you know where the nervous come from? I don't want to let down people.
Mm-hmm.
I know people supporting me, people behind me. I don't want to let down the Virgin Islands. That's a passion that I think everybody should carry. But you can't expect that from everybody, but you can expect that from me. Because I'm passionate about this. I love the Virgin Islands. I want to see the Virgin Islands move forward to a better place. And it's been a lot, you know, seeing people, meeting new people, having the experience to sit down and have conversations and see people perspective, what they're going through, from a small business person to a nurse, to a teacher, to a police, to a fireman. Like, people in the private sector, everybody is going through something. Because if we were living good and things are good, Kashif Hamilton wouldn't have to be running for Senate. Because then we would have been good with the leaders that we have currently there right now. If we were good, I wouldn't have even been working in the legislature. I'd have still been DJing full time because I would have some kind of insurance.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't good. And we have to accept the fact that we can't continue business as usual. The journey has been something of experience, learning different stuff, having people behind me. You can show, hey, country, make sure you don't say this, make sure you don't say that. People like Emmett, hey, make sure you go here, you know. Make sure you go there. So it's good that people see the hard work I already put in. They see that I am a man of my word. I'm passionate about this whole journey. People believe in me, and I don't say thank you enough to everybody that been supporting me along the way with all the fundraisers, the meet and greets, people that come up and doing things for me and not asking for $1. You know, you have a lot of people that seeing it, they drive and believe in Kashif, believe in country, and I thank them for the support, and I'm going to do what I know I could do, and that's move the Virgin Islands forward.
Lovely, 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 lovely. Well, again, best wishes to you. Once again, thank you for offering yourself. It doesn't only take you, it takes your family, it takes your friends, it takes your loved ones, all in it takes your community. So everyone watching, everyone listening, and where can they find you? Last, if they want to connect with you, if they want to visit you on social media, your website, give them your information and then contact info, and then we're going to wrap up and get out of here.
Open book, just how I've been as a DJ, Kashif Hamilton, and every outlet, DJ Country, that's KUNTRY. I have my support, Kashif Hamilton, Facebook page, my number, 340-201-3832. Every Thursday, I have something that I build and call Community Connect. It's not a meet and greet, is where we could come and socialize, ask questions.
Where?
I'm using 758, the breakfast shop.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
what time are they?
I start at 8, but I'm not doing it this Thursday.
In the morning?
No, at 6 p.m.
6
to 8 p.m.
6 p.m.
every
to 8
Thursday.
p.m.
But I'm not doing it this Thursday because my daughter have a recital. And daddy have to show up. I have to show up. So I gonna be there, you know, my daughter get her dance recital, I gotta be there.
That's with the sports park?
Yes.
The sports park group. The girl ain't call us yet. We did it with them a year,
Yes.
but that should be fun. That's this Thursday.
I gonna be there this Thursday. So
where they having it this year?
I think it's Charlotte. I have to get the information.
Charlotte?
Yeah, I hoping that it's Charlotte.
I hoping is Charlotte AC when you walk into good, you know.
I know.
Yeah. I know they did it a year. They did it over at Bertha.
Yeah, we did. My daughter been in there for quite some time.
Yeah.
So I've been to all of them.
Yeah.
You know,
and back to school coming, so I work at CHS Auditorium AC, but whole nother conversation. Anyway, so they get the ways they could connect with you. And once again,
my number 340-201-3832. This Friday, all my St. Juniors, thank you for your support. I'll be on St. John, definitely on Friday. I play it all weekend. It don't matter if you see me DJing, I still campaigning. I gonna have on my shot. You can come talk to me on the side. I know how to multitask because as a community guy, so I gonna always do what I have to do.
Love it. Listen, Massive and crew, thank you for watching. The information is powerful, so we don't limit the time. And of course, we have an open door here, so 340-228-1199. They get a church plate back there. I tell you when they come in, they're going to bless the plate. But no, it's a wonderful opportunity because we've been hearing, there's a number of folks running, and we need to hear them more. People need to hear you. There's a lot. Delegate to Congress office, gubernatorial candidates, and of course, office for legislature, and then you have a number of other people who are going to be from board of education and such. So just people getting informed, because when you inform, you're more excited to come out to the polls and vote. This ain't a guessing thing. Vote for who you know and vote for who you believe in and who will represent you.
Definitely.
So, Massive and crew, tomorrow we're going to be back here, and just the word of the day is compassion and empathy. And you know, we're standing with Wapa is growing pains with some upsetting times. But listen, don't let it run up your blood pressure, please.
Please.
Don't let it run up your blood pressure. Drive you crazy.
Matter of fact, go and get checked. If you're listening right now, you have a family member, use this opportunity to go and get checked. Go check your sugar, check your blood pressure, do your annual, especially to all my males out there that are listening. It's very important for us to know our health. Because at the end of the day, we want to be around for our kids. We can't wait until something happens for us for
kids
our children.
Is good.
Yeah, children.
There's some kids running around out there.
If
they get in front of the car.
For my child. but at serious note, we have to take healthcare serious.
I love it.
You know, really, guys, go and get checked. Check if you are the age, check your prostate, check your pressure. We out there partying and drinking every weekend. And we walking around at a ticking time bomb. You know, I that's why I push for healthcare. You know, my fiance, my mom, they is in the healthcare, and the one thing they gonna always hear is, "Hey, go eat that. Hey, make sure you do this." But they're doing it because they love you.
True.
I'm doing it because I want to see are you are wrong, and I want to see I lose friends.
Yeah.
I lose friends not to gun violence, but I lose friends to sickness. Yeah. And it is heartbreaking that I can't reach, that they can't be here with me on this journey, some close friends. You know, so guys, thank you for the opportunity. AllAhWeTv, I appreciate y'all supporting me throughout my entire journey from a DJ.
And it's mutual.
It's
mutual. It's mutual. And from Kaship, we're going over right now. BVI is your carnival, your festival coming up right now. And we're going to find out. We're going to see, you know, we got to deal with management got attack.
I don't mind going over and paying.
Management got attack.
Hopefully we will pay sometime in the morning.
Yeah, management got attack. But, you know, yeah, listen, this man, he done drop his video for Festival 2026. Who am I talking about? Mr. Homegrown.
Good morning.
Mr. Jugu.